Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Dunce and Dunce podcast. Today, I'm joined by that other idiot.
What's up, guys?
So, today, our topic is going to be Dumb Shit Stories Part 2. But before we get into that, small talk. You got anything on your mind? Anything that's been happening recently?
Just dumb shit with my job, as you probably know, but can't talk about that here
Yeah.
publicly, unfortunately.
Any progress with the new car?
Yeah, actually, I got the 91 Mazda Miata. It's going pretty well. I'm currently trying to get it undrift ready because the that had it last kind of just used and abused it.
Right. I saw the
So
on your story not too long ago. You broke something trying to change the tire.
hey, that was fucked up, man. That was just fucked up.
I I saw your story and I couldn't help but just burst out laughing. Everybody was like, "What happened?" I'm like, "You wouldn't understand, man."
Yeah, I fucked around and I definitely found out that day that those cheap ass extensions will not hold as you should have guessed, you know?
Yeah,
But
we're
it was fun. It was fun.
got him changed eventually.
Yep. Got them all balanced so it no longer fucking violently shakes while going like 70 and shit.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Well,
so
for
much fun.
it's always fun trying to fix the new car.
Oh yeah,
It's great getting a car and then
absolutely.
immediately having to put a lot of money into it.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know,
Did I ever tell you
yes,
uh, how pissed I was whenever I bought the 2001 truck I have?
no, I
I
don't believe
I
you
was kind of
have.
forced to sell my 1992 because it was starting to have transmission problems,
Oh, yeah,
and
I would sell it too.
I didn't want to. Later on, you'll understand another reason why I shouldn't have. It not only did it have a very special motor that's not made anymore, but uh I that was my first truck, my loved truck, the truck that I had since I was very little. And
Yep.
so I was forced to sell it underpriced, might I add. The engine alone could have went for $4,000.
Damn.
It was a
What?
454
Fuck.
big block.
Damn.
Those are
Okay, you
not
were
made
rocking.
anymore. That
Yeah,
motherfucker got up and went. That it could tow whatever the fuck I hooked up to it.
I believe it.
But so we I had to sell that truck forced, but I got this 2001, and a month later, guess what I have to put it in the shop for?
Oh
Tranny
no.
problems.
Fucking. Of course. It. Dude, the irony of it all.
Exactly. And so with my 92, I could back up, I could drive. It just it didn't kick into gear quickly, and there were some times where it would try to skip second and go to third, so it'd go really really high RPMs. What ended up happening with my 2001 is I lost reverse entirely,
Oh, shit.
and it didn't want to go into first gear, so it would go really really high RPMs and then just slam down into second gear, and it was awful. You could
Yeah,
definitely
that does
tell
sound
it
awful.
hurt the truck. So I had to put it in the shop for transmission problems that I would have had to put in my 92 in for transmission problems.
Yeah, that sucks, bro.
And that's not even the first thing that happened to it. The first thing that happened to the 2001 is some dude jackknifed his trailer in the parking lot and rear-ended my truck with his jackknifed trailer.
Ah,
Completely
shit.
shattered my back right light and left a huge dent where it's just all scraped up.
Oh, dude.
And
That
it wasn't worth the insurance because I would have had to pay a $500 deductible. So I just had to replace the light out of pocket and deal with the scratch.
no,
And
man.
it's not even like a scratch; it's a huge fucking dent.
Just get a fucking plunger and plunge that shit out, dog.
I'm a If I can get it, I'll post it in Discord so you can actually see what I'm talking about. But like it was so sad. And that was 2 weeks after I got it. And so, some old lady in the parking lot walked up to me and my coworker and was like, "Hey, do either one of you own such and like this color age truck?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" She's like, someone might have just hit it and ran." I
Fuck.
They did. They didn't have a license plate on their trailer. So,
That sounds like your casual crackhead.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah,
I went
I
ahead
I
and
believe it.
sent you the pictures, but other than that, work sucks per usual. I lost
Yeah,
my good team lead because like work treated her like shit, so she obviously didn't want to stay there.
right. That's fair.
So now I'm stuck with a team lead that like doesn't necessarily hate me but doesn't like me. So she just kind of like throws work at me and then walks away. And then
Oh, that's a fucked up dent,
I
dog.
told
That's
you,
like one of the worst
I
places.
told you, completely fucked up my shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then my department manager doesn't like me at all. So she just barely talks to me and then she'll give me a ton of work at random. Just like, "Oh, you're doing your task? Boom, here's a shit ton of work. Yeah, you gotta finish it before you leave, even though you leave in like 30 minutes."
Fuck that, man.
Other than that, just the normal.
God damn, dude. Yeah, that does suck. So, a mutual friend of ours starts with a C. He was asking me about my job, pretty
Yeah.
much, like pros and cons. I told him the pros and cons of it.
I'm pretty
Like
sure the pros
it's
are
a whole
a
paragraph.
lot shorter than the cons, my man.
It's a whole paragraph of cons and like two sentences of pros.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like here, I'll send you a screenshot of it. That way,
I get the gist of it.
yeah.
I'm not entirely
And
sure there's a whole lot of, pros to that type of job.
no,
But
yeah, I sent you the screenshot of it. He would then proceed to say that he's
good
desperate for
grief.
money, was desperate for money, and just wanted to know if he thought it would be a good idea to do my job. I, of course, told him no, it's
No.
not fucking worth it. At least
No.
not not in the time that we're in right now. It's not worth it. It's pointless to be doing the job that I'm doing right now.
Yeah, no.
It's just a fuck ton of training for the
Yeah.
eventuality of something happening.
Yeah, it's there's better jobs that he could get. And I don't want to diss
Yeah.
on I don't want to diss on him too much, but he's not exactly the type of person that stays at a job, and you can't really just kind of walk away from that one. I mean, you
Yeah.
can, but you can't.
Yeah, you can, but you don't
Yeah,
want to.
it's not gonna be good for you.
You'll yeah, you'll be fucked for a very, very long time.
If you want to walk away from this one, you kind of gotta hide very well.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very well.
Anyway, shall we
But
begin?
yeah.
Dumb
Yeah, of
shit
course.
stories. Do you have any that
Yep.
come to mind immediately?
Uh,
I've
I
kind of
mean,
already had a part one of this, so most of the floor is yours.
oh God. Well, this isn't good. Yeah, there's two that come to mind. I'll share this first one. So, my cousin and I, of course, my cousin and I, we always do dumb shit. That's our usual.
If you're with a
So
cousin, it's always bad.
yeah, yeah. Uh, God. So it was raining. It was like storming, my guy. Absolutely coming down, lightning and all. So we have the good idea of let's go out and fucking swim. So we jump
Of
in this
course.
pool while there's thunder and lightning that's only a couple miles away. I'll just for context, there's this lightning's within a couple miles of us, right?
Right.
Well, we hop in, and I shit you not, 30 seconds later, fucking lightning strikes about 150 feet to the fucking left of us both.
Damn.
We got scared, needless to say, and jumped out and went back inside. We're like, yeah, fuck that.
No,
I
no,
don't feel
thank
like
you.
being. I don't feel like swimming with the fishes, dog.
I want no fried wings today. No, thank you.
Right. Uh, yeah. Another one comes from a story with a burn barrel and about like a 2 gallon thing of fucking gasoline.
Oh god. Oh
Yeah,
no.
so we had this burn barrel, same cousin, just so you know,
Of
it's same
course, of
fucking
course.
cousin. So we start this burn barrel because it's fucking full, just kind of doing our shit, normal kid shit, Well, we find this fucking tank of gas. We're like, you know what? Let's throw this fucker in the fire. So we do that, right? And it fucking explodes. Singed off my fucking eyebrows, my guy. It was not fun. Very hot. Very, very hot.
Jesus Christ. Oh, uh, just for some reason, the burn barrel and the fire reminded me. At my old home, we used to burn our own trash, and there were several times where I'm growing, so I don't know everything about fire and toxic things and kaboomy. So I would take random shit from the garage that is like mostly empty, and obviously my parents weren't home, and I was the only person that did outside chores. So I would take it, and I would make sure it's mostly empty, so my father would know, like, wouldn't know that it was gone. And as I threw the trash in there, I would throw the can with it. And there was one time where I don't even remember what it is that I threw in there, but I threw it in there, and I didn't even have time to back up. I had already had a fire going from previous bags, and
Oh
it just
God.
exploded, and I flew backward. And, like, I landed on my ass, and I took off toward the house. And my sisters are like, "What the hell was that?" Like, my older sister was like, "What the hell's that?" And I'm like, I don't know, something in the trash blew up." Oh, I don't know.
Oh God.
I After that, I didn't throw random shit in the fire, but it was fun up until that point because it never got that big.
That's fair. It reminds me of another story involving fire. So, again, same fucking cousin. I shit you not, dog.
Of course.
We always be doing dumb shit, dog. That's our standard shit. God. So another fire, as one does. we have these aerosol cans. We thought they were empty. They were not completely empty. So we threw like 4 or 5 of them bitches in there. I think they might have been brake clean, if I'm being honest. It was probably brake clean. So we throw it in this fire. We're like, all right, that's cool. And we hear like a, kind of like a fuse, but it's not a fuse. The fuckers explode. Shrapnel hits me in my fucking shoulder and my cousin in his fucking face.
Oh.
So he has like a scar on his fucking forehead from where it hit him.
Jesus.
That was a fun day.
This is kind of a real young story. Me and my older sister we were little enough to stand on like the picnic table, so it wouldn't collapse even though it was wooden. And there was this broke plastic chair, but the tip of it was broke off to a point because it used to be round and then it was to a point. And for some reason, she convinced me that we were gonna run off the table, jump over the plastic chair. We did it 2 or 3 times. She makes it over. I go to run and jump, and I land on the motherfucker, and it goes straight into the back of my leg, like where my knee is. Missed both the tensions. Missed both of those, but went straight through my leg, and I just have a huge scar right underneath that area from that chair. It's just like a complete half circle. I don't even remember anything else. I literally remember landing on it, falling down, and then all of a sudden I had a scar.
Fucking A. God damn, dude.
Trying to remember. I don't really have a whole lot of dumb cousin stories.
Yeah?
I didn't really hang out with my cousins that often after I started going to school.
God damn. That's fair.
I mean, I have plenty of dumb friend stories, but...
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, Okay, so... Do you know Johnson Shut-ins? It's kind of like a little bit down south of St. Louis.
I don't think I do.
Branson. Well, so there's these cliffs that, you're not supposed to jump off of, but some of us may have jumped off those,
Yeah.
And we're talking, it's like, it's a pretty high
if I'm imagining
jump.
it correctly, I think I got the picture of how big it is.
Yeah, we're talking like 40 to 50 feet jumping, so it's not quite Olympic level, but like...
It's up there.
We're not Olympic level, yeah, we're not Olympic level, divers and shit like that, right? So, one of the last jumps I did for that day, a fucking turtle came up as soon as I jumped right in my landing spot.
Oh my god.
And all you hear me yell is that a fucking turtle? And then sploosh,
oh my god.
Splash. I look down and this fucking turtle's like a couple feet from my fucking asshole. I'm here thinking that it's a snapping turtle. It's gonna come and bite my fucking dick off, right? But no, it just swims away. Like, Nothing just happened.
Yeah, the fucking monster came about, flattened it. What do you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, dude, he was fucking massive too. I I don't know exactly how big he was, but he had to have been like five or so, not 5 or so feet, but like 2, 3 feet wide, so pretty big
That's a thick boy.
for in a turtle. Oh yeah, a very thick boy. And then what's even crazier is that this lady goes to Johnson Shut-ins a fucking day after me and my friend are there. She jumps from a cliff that's 3 feet higher than the one we were jumping from, and she fucking dies.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So that's fun, you know?
All right.
A 3 foot difference made that 3 foot difference
Made
made
a life of
all
a
it
difference. Jesus.
literally.
Oh, this isn't my personal story, but this reminds me of one that I was told. So the same friend that we were mentioning earlier about asking about your job,
Right.
he and a buddy went cliff jumping, and him and his buddy, uh, the same one that he was at that guy's house the other night.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, and apparently his buddy didn't want to jump unless he jumped. So like, okay, fine, we'll jump at the same time. Kind of a
Mm.
big mistake. So
Yeah.
our friend is a bit bigger than his friend. So
Right.
gravity takes him a little bit faster. They
Yeah.
jumped together, and his buddy landed on his head with his ass. His ass just Goomba stomped our buddy's head, and they just go straight underwater.
Oh shit, dude. That is that is hilarious.
Just bloosh. You know, the first time I ever jumped off a diving board, it was terrifying
Mhm.
for me. I
Yeah.
walked to the end, I jumped off, I landed in the water, and my fat ass went straight down to the bottom. And I somehow I cannonballed, right? So my feet went in first. Some fucking how
Yeah.
my head was pointed toward the ground, and I was trying to
Oh
go up
shit.
for air. I was under there for
Damn.
so long trying to go up. It was terrifying. And then I did it again, but I didn't get turned around. And it wasn't nearly as bad that time. But somehow
Yeah.
my dumb ass was trying to swim up downwards.
That happens actually more frequently than you would think.
I like it was awful because I was getting to a point where I literally could not hold my breath any longer. But by the time I had noticed I was going the wrong direction, I was kind of fucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a there was an abandoned house relatively close to my my hometown house, and me and my neighbor we would sometimes hang out. Not very often, the older we got. But
Mhm.
there was one time he called me up. He's like, "Hey, I got chicks over. Get on your 4 wheeler. I'm on the quad. Let's go like hang out with these girls." They were hanging out with him. He just wanted to bring me along. I don't know why. Just feeling generous, I guess.
Fair.
And so we could drive up to this abandoned house, and he's like, "All right, you hide the 4 wheeler and stand watch, and if anybody comes, let me know." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." It's like I didn't give a fuck. I didn't want to hang out with the girls anyway. They were probably, you know,
fucking crusty and shit.
Yeah. I didn't want to say anything, but
That's all right. I got you, Chief.
thank you. But so they go into the abandoned house. I kid you not. Literally less than 5 minutes later, all I hear is the girl screaming. I'm like, okay,
Shit.
that's concerning. I'm walking to the house. I hear him just shouting my name. I'm like, okay, yeah, now I'm concerned. I started running to the house. Apparently, he stepped on an old rotted board and fell through to the basement.
Holy shit.
And
God damn.
I just kind of like I walked in there. They were pointing to where he was, and I crouched down. He grabbed onto my arms, and I stood up. And as I stood up, he like used his feet to walk on the wall, and he just
Oh.
climbed out. But it was a decent fall.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
But I was like,
Oh, excuse me.
weird. But
Uh,
I didn't even know that house had a basement area because it was one of those that was kind of dug underground and had like a
yeah.
cellar type hatch.
Yeah.
But
I don't know why that just reminded me of this. Okay, so this story, it was with me and my friend trespassing on some land, but
oh, of course,
apparently my friend knew the guy that owned that land, and the guy had already said that we were good to like go on that land, but that wasn't mentioned to me, right? I
oh
was never clued in on that fact, and so he just let me believe that we were just, casually trespassing, as kids do in the country,
yeah, a lot.
That is normal. Yeah, that is normal shit, just don't get caught. So we start hearing like a loud noise get louder and louder coming towards our direction. Apparently he was brush hogging that day.
Uh,
So I'm like, shit, where are we gonna go? What are we gonna do? My friend's just like, I watch this. So, oh my god, I just witnessed the guy despawn. Anyways, this motherfucker is like coming, right? So we hide behind like these trees because at that time we were skinny as fuck because, we were both poor, no food really, kind of back and forth,
right.
a lot of walking and shit. Well, we ended up running down towards this pond. We thought we escaped him. The sounds get louder again. Okay. Apparently, this guy knew where we were the whole time and was just coming to say hi to us. Coming to say hi. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to know what that guy was thinking. These little shits keep running away from me.
Yeah. He could hear us the whole time. Like, he could see and hear us the whole time. We were not sneaky about this shit whatsoever. So it gets louder coming towards us again. This motherfucker, I shit you not. Oh my god. He stops the tractor. We've panicked now because all of a sudden it stopped getting louder. There's nothing there. So we're like, what the fuck is going on here? So we run. We thought this area was ground. It was not ground. It was fucking mud. I lose my shoe. I lose my fucking shoe. And my friend loses his shoe, but he finds his shoe. So after about an hour and a half, this guy's been like just hemming up my friend, just lighting into him for something he did at school, right? Towards the guy's daughter. She was acting like a cunt. My friend called her a cunt. She didn't like it. Told her dad. The dad obviously didn't like that,
Right.
as you could guess. So I'm there looking for my fucking shoe. Every little hole for an hour and a half. I'm fucking cold. I've got one fucking shoe on. My sock has already come off at this point. So I'm bare fucking foot in this mud. And it's, like I said, it's like maybe 45 degrees outside. So it wasn't like terribly cold, but it was cold enough where you would
Right.
want your fucking shoes. To this day, still haven't found that shoe. That shoe is still somewhere buried in that fucking mud.
That shoe
All
is fucking
because
gone.
all because my friend didn't want to tell me he knew the guy that owned the land. That is some horse shit. I was so
Yeah.
upset. It was a $60 pair of shoes, Chief. And being poor,
Damn.
$60 is a lot.
Damn.
uh,
There was a. I grew up working with cattle, so we would go help. Uh, the last buddy that I was talking about, we'd go help him and like his family sometimes with cattle. And this one time, it was a very interesting cattle day. We started out real early in the morning as per usual. So we're
right.
feeding them, getting them in different pens and shit because they had lots of different pens that they went in. And they warned me, "Hey, we got this bull out there. We named him Banana Horns. Just if he sees you, don't let him see you." Okay, it's like that type
If
of
he
warning.
sees you, just don't let him see you.
Yeah, that type of warning right there is a okay. So this motherfucker's gonna kill me type of warning.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
and again, my neighbor, he kind of feeds into this, like, yeah, like he almost killed me. This blah 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 blah. So obviously, I've worked with cattle for a long time at this point. I'm like,
Right.
I don't know this cow. It's my first time working with this bull. My first time working with this bull. You don't fuck with like cows and bulls that you don't know. Now, if they're your own, then you kind of learn which one's the crazy one, blah, 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 blah. So I'm just having to go with what they tell me.
Okay.
We're moving all the cattle and the calves into their own pen and keeping the bulls out in the pasture. As we're doing that, here comes Banana Horns. And my neighbor, I turn around and he's fucking gone.
Oh, shit.
He fucking bolted. And I, as well, we're always in cowboy boots. I'm bolting my ass in big ass clod hoppers because I've always had really big fucking feet.
Yeah.
And he's like not even sprinting, he's just like jogging. I could tell this is a big buffy bull. If he was sprinting, no, there's no way in hell I would have survived that. He was toying with me. He had to have been. He was coming after me because, my neighbor was already gone. There's no need to go after him. Go after the slow guy. And so there's this small crack in a like metal shed that connects to the fence, but the metal shed was how we got in the pasture area. So I am just like ramming my body into it repeatedly, trying to get through, and I eventually do. And my neighbor's just sitting there fucking laughing at me. He's like, "Banana Horns almost got you." Like,
It's
fucking
like, oh,
piece
shit.
of shit. It's like you could have said hey or anything.
Right. Oh God,
So
man.
this is this is the beginning. Later on, we have all the cows in the smaller pasture, and we're spraying them, we're giving them their shots, all this shit. So they go through the chute, clamp it down, spray their back, give them a shot in the neck. They obviously throw a hissy fit and shit like that. But me and the neighbor, because we're the two agile guys there, can't ever say that word half the time. So we have to like run them around, close the fence, open the fence, all that shit. So we were told to go down and open the fence, so whenever they let them out of the chutes, they can just run straight down. So we we open that fence or that gate. And at this point, we're walking back up to where the chutes were. They didn't even get the go ahead. They just went ahead and opened the chute. all of the cows came running out. We had like 100 to 120 in that pasture. All come
Uh,
running down this narrow fucking area to get to the gate that we just opened. And my neighbor was tiny enough that he could just like grab onto something like a fence post and huck himself over with no fucking body weight or anything like that because he was a skinny shit. Me, on the other hand, I've always been a bit of a chunky boy.
right.
So
You are
I.
tall as fuck.
True. I am sitting here in the middle of this tiny ass fucking like walkway between pastures and gates, dodging all of these full grown fucking cows that don't give a shit about me being in the way. And I barely get, like, I see a small opening and I kid you not, I dolphin dive to it.
Fuck.
I.
Didn't know you were playing Black Ops in real life, dog.
Right? Like, fuck the zombies, these cows are terrifying.
Oh,
So this
shit.
second time I'm almost dead because stupidity. Not even mine at this point. So we're working with the next part. We're working with like older calves. They're like steers and heifers at this point. They're not real little, but they're almost to the age where they can have a successful birth without you having to be watching them. So not full grown cows yet, but we're working them and we're giving them their spray, their shot, all this shit. And we are in the pasture with them at this point because we have to force them into the chute because there's not enough of them for them to continually push themselves in the chute. And we're getting close to like the final ones. But the final ones were the ones that fought back in the beginning and got like away, so we just grabbed one of the ones that were being passive and put them in there.
Hey.
This first one, it's being a little shit, not terrible. And it's like kicking and stomping, per usual. And it fucking kicks me straight in the chest with both hoofs and slams me
Ah,
against the fence. And I'm like, this is obviously like a big ow, like you stupid little shit. And so
right.
I gotta like put my full weight into it and shove it through the chute so they clamp it down and can get all their shit done. This was the nicer
Right.
calf, heifer, whatever, steer. I can't remember what it
Yeah.
was. And I just finished with another passive one. So my body's pointed to the right. To the left is the beginning of the path to get to the chute from the pasture. My buddy doesn't tell me shit. Apparently, the heifer, whatever steer, I can't remember, charged him and he jumped and grabbed the fence and like the cow missed, heifer missed. That was the second time it charged. The first time it charged me, but I had been paying attention, so I jumped over it and I was like holding myself on the fence. So it charged him later, and then as I'm turning left to deal with it, it charged me. It would like preemptively charged me, so when I turned around, I met its head straight to my gut, and it hit me down and into the fence and wouldn't stop
Fuck.
charging me. Like it would like move its head back and keep hitting me. So I don't know what the fuck came over me, but I like grabbed its face and started wailing the shit out of it. I
Right.
made it I made it back off and it like went and laid down.
Shit.
It
It was
I
like, dog, can't do this anymore.
It made me so mad that I just started wailing the shit out of this fucking heifer. And
Right.
we had other shit to do that day. So this is the third time I'd been fucked, and I was over it.
I don't blame you one bit, man. I would be so over it too.
Funny enough, this same heifer, it tried to charge my father, and my father was like 300 plus pounds.
Oh, shit.
He put
That's a
it in
big
a
boy.
fucking chokehold and just sat down. He
Oh
sat
shit.
down with it in a fucking chokehold, and later on, it died.
Holy shit.
It fucking died later on because it had overexhausted itself. And it was not a cool day. It was a hot fucking day. It was
Fuck.
high 90s.
God damn.
It
So
just
it was trying.
it was working itself up. So it later on just fucking died.
Yeah.
My father was like willing to pay for like the replacement of it, and the guy we were helping was like, don't even. Like that one was gonna be nothing but trouble anyway. Don't even worry about it.
Right.
Any more?
Uh,
Any more cousin
yeah,
stories?
I've got a story with a friend actually.
Even better.
Yeah, it actually involves a cow, as one could guess. He jumps into this cow pasture, right? Trespassing, mind you. Trespassing, of course, you know. Well, this motherfucker. Okay, I just got team killed. Anyways, uh, so he jumps in this cow pasture, right? He's fucking with these cows. This one cow's asleep. So what do you think? You know,
Probably go
boys
sit
in the
on it.
country do
Probably go
do
sit
to a
on it.
cow that's sleeping? Nah, we cow tip this bitch.
Oh.
Well, he does. I didn't go in. I did not go in. But he tips this fucking cow over, and it's the funniest shit I've seen. Because some other cow seen him do it, got pissed off, and started chasing his ass through this pasture. He barely manages to jump the fence. Like, dude, I've never seen someone jump so fucking high, so fucking fast. So he fucking clears this fence, and this cow just stops right before and looks at him like, "You motherfucker,
Today was your day to
you've come,
die.
yeah, you've committed a great sin, you piece of shit."
Holy,
It
there's
was
like there's two
hilarious.
routes to that. Either you sit on it and grab its neck, and that motherfucker starts bucking, or you really
Yup.
quickly grab it and flip the some bitch.
Yep. Oh my god, that reminds me of another fucking story. It involves my cousin, the same cousin from all these other
Let's
stories.
go.
And it involves this horse, right? So we just got this little horse that used to do barrel racing. His name's Charlie. I don't know why his name is Charlie, but his name's Charlie, right? So my cousin would always, like, because Charlie sat lower to the ground, not such a big horse, but he's still pretty muscly, you know, because racing, jumping shit, you know.
Yeah.
So my cousin jumps onto this motherfucker from this fence. He got Charlie to come up with some food while he's sitting on this, like, the gate to the entrance to the fucking pasture, right?
Yep.
He sits there, gets him to come over with fucking food, jumps on his back. The horse starts bucking, fucking runs off, and you know how horses generally do whenever they're scared like that, they fucking like
Yeah.
start violently farting and shit like that. So I'm there losing my mind because it's fucking hilarious. And he bucks, I almost said his name, bucks my cousin off of him, and my cousin goes flying like 5 feet in the fucking air. Like this horse had some power, right? He did not want to be rode at all.
Damn.
So after that, he gets back up, winded as fuck. He's coughing his fucking his eyes out. He's like, dude, dying. Shit was so funny. And he still did it a couple more times too.
Jesus.
That's the fucked up part. uh,
Good grief.
yeah.
I think I definitely have some older related stories. I don't know if I want to tell the kid dumb stories or just like the like older dumb stories. I could tell you a funny story that has nothing to do with me.
Hell yeah.
So this was third grade. We had this kid come. He was a new kid,
Mhm.
and he was a pretty big boy. Okay,
Okay.
he was in, if I remember correctly, he was like either 290 or 300, and he was either 290 or 310. I can't remember which side he was on of 300. I can't remember if he was just under 300 or just over 300. It was somewhere in
Fucking
that
A.
spectrum.
He's a big boy.
Yeah. So this was closer to the end of the year, so we were just fucking around. And the teacher was like, "Yeah, let's play four corners." If
I love that.
anybody doesn't understand the concept of the game, or at least this version of it, I don't know if this is the actual version of it, but one person sits relatively close to the middle, and there's four corners in the classroom, and everybody has to be in one of them when the timer stops. And then the person in the middle is blindfolded the entire time and calls out a number. Anybody in that number is out. So 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Right.
So what happens is when the timer's going, music's going right next to the person in the middle, so they kind of like get disoriented of who's walking where, and you have to be really quiet. This guy is going from corner 1 to corner 2. And corner 2 has a carpet covering that entire corner. So this bigger guy is what I would call dead sprinting to this corner because the music's about to stop. And
Right.
he kind of step slides onto this carpet, and then as he's walking forward, the carpet moves, and then both his feet go in the air. And then a fucking boulder comes crashing down onto the fucking classroom floor.
Shit.
And it shakes all of us. Even the teacher's like, what happened? Because she's not paying any attention. She's at her desk. And
right.
like all of us are like genuinely shook. And he slowly gets up. He like rolls himself over. He's crying this whole time. Rolls himself over, like leans on his knees, steps up, finally gets up, and he's like being helped out of the classroom to go to the nurse's office. I think he shit himself, I'm not gonna lie. And as he walks out of the classroom, all you hear him say is, "I want my mommy."
I shouldn't be laughing at that, but I can't help it.
Okay, and this next story, if anybody's mad at me for that one, this next story is gonna make you all take it back. Okay? And later on, became friends with this motherfucker before he ended up betraying me. But I was friends with him, and we were at a sleepover at his place. Me, my best friend at the time, and this guy, and me and uh my best friend were sleeping on an air mattress together, and then I couldn't sleep, and I kept rolling around, getting distracted, whatever. The kid, the big boy, slept in his room, in his big ass, king size bed that he took up most of the space.
Right.
So my best friend ended up sleeping on the couch because he's like, I can go to sleep. You just have the mattress to yourself. I'm small enough. I'll sleep on the couch. I'm like, okay, whatever, that's fine. Like 3 o'clock in the morning, I eventually fall asleep. This how I wake up is the interesting part. I don't get a shaking me to like wake me up or like saying my name, wake me up. Nothing. How I wake up is the big boy walks to the edge of this twin size air mattress. Might I like add that part of the detail? Because that's what me and my best friend were supposed to sleep on. Twin size. And I kind of like feel him kick it just a little bit, and it kind of like gets me out of my sleep mode. I crack an eye open, and all I see is him falling down onto me.